Thank you, Senator Ford. I actually don't have a lot of statistics. I do have some history, though. But before talking about the SACS situation on a macro level, on the big picture, historically, I want to present to you for a few minutes someone whom I have grown to love and respect, Representative Sandra Scott. I call her the present-day Fannie Lou Hamer. Sister girl will not take any mess from nobody. So I wanted her to talk about the SACS issue on the local level a little bit before the micro level, before I talk about the macro and historical stuff. Here's Sandra, Representative Sandra Scott.
Good morning. I am Representative Sandra Scott from Clayton County, a former school board member. I was on the school board that SACS came in and the Governor Perdue removed us from office. Let me say that SACS, they are a bully. They have a mission, and their mission is to tear down the black school system. When SACS came into Clayton County, it was the same way that they have gone into Atlanta School District. We had I won't say a leadership change, but we had a board that had a 5-4 vote. And I joined the board in 2007. And I came aboard with 3 other members. And we kind of hung together. Not that we voted together, but we kind of hung together. And once the board chair saw that her 5 votes were starting to change positions, it became a problem. And then we had the Reverend Rod Johnson, the vice chair of the board, went to SACS with accusations that were not true. He claimed that a board member had accepted a $10 million bribe. He also claimed that I had fired a football coach and that Lois Bangs Hunter had micromanaged money by eating ribs and cheesecake at a hotel down in Atlanta. So SACS came in. The governor hired 2 liaisons, Brad Bryant and Bostic. And the very first meeting that Brad, Brian, and Bostic, Mark Elgott, and his attorney came to, the first thing came out of the 2 governors' liaisons' mouth was, "You all need to resign." They had never spoken to us. They did not say what happened, what's going on. Their very first words were, "You all need to resign." Then we have our own attorney, Brock. He went in echo, "You all need to resign," as Mark Elgott and his attorney sat to the side. And me being the person that I am, I told all of them, I said, "I am not going anywhere. You did not pay for my election. I have not done anything wrong, and I am not going anywhere." So the meeting went on. After the meeting took place and everything was over, the first person to resign was the chairman of the board. Because I'm sure all of you know about the land deal, and that was the big issue. The $20 million land deal in Clayton County, which really drove all this home. The board chair resigned. Then as we went on, another person resigned. Then Eddie White became the board chair. It was a little controversy there, so he decided to resign. But in the midst of that, we had another meeting where Mark Elgott came and his attorney came. And this is the meeting where they said that we had an illegal board meeting. And that was one of the key issues that they used in the investigation against us. Then we went on down, and you know, as SACS come in, they put us on probation. And once they come in, they're going to bring a team of people, and they're going to start interviewing people in the community. Well, the thing that I can say for Atlanta that may be a plus for Atlanta, you all do not have people standing up shouting. You do not have your Chamber of Commerce, your teachers' unions, and the people in your community, your delegation telling you that you need to go, that the board members need to go. See, we had all of that against us in Clayton County. Not none of the elected officials, our commissioners, the Chamber of Commerce, no one came and talked to us. They all just said we needed to go. We needed to go because people had started to feel comfortable with us because they knew that we were about the right thing. We wanted to spend the money on the children. We wanted to bring in more psychiatrists, more psychologists, because we knew that there was problems within the school system. But then when you have those under-table deals going on with a board chair trying to buy police cars and dogs for the county, and we say no. When you have people that have been getting contracts for years and years and years, and you have someone to come in and say, oh no, that's not the way. It must be done the right way in decency and order. Then you must go. When you have someone sitting on the board that say, we have some 49ers, retired educators coming back into a system, getting paid $80,000 to $90,000 for 49% of the work, and you have board members going to call it out, then we must go. People, it's all about the dollar bill. It's not about our children. It's all about the dollar bill. And then we have to say, you will never run for office. You will never win. Well, I stand here today before you and say 11,900 people say that we won't change this country. And I am here today, not by choice, but because there's nothing else is learned from this. People, we need to understand that God is in control and not man. And I say to the people in Atlanta, and that all of us need to fight against SACS. We need to stand, and we're going to have to stand together. We're going to have to stand like the people in Egypt, like we never stood before. It is time for us to get up and stop sitting down waiting on people to tell us what to do and when to do it. It is time for us to rise up, not only against SACS, but against the Hope Scholarship, the pre-K program, and everything else that is an issue in our community. It is time that we take a stand and rise up. And now I'll turn it over to Dr. Vincent.